Well, good morning. This is the English guy in Mexico. It is the 29th of October 2016. So I'm not really sure whether I'm going to call this the last of the October updates or call it the 1st of November by the time I've got it uploaded. Section 1, absolutely tremendous. Even the apple trees are growing now that the temperatures have eased off. We're down to daytime temperatures of about 25 and nights are down to 10 centigrade. So 25 means that I can actually start to grow some stuff. Stuff struggles to grow at 30, but section 1's looking pretty good there. Walking into section 2, what I've actually done here is I've kept the animals out for exactly 28 days. I let them back in this morning because the grass has just started to grow. We've had 1 day of rain, that came on the 22nd, and it rained for about an hour. So I let them back in this morning. They had actually been over in section 3, which is a 4-acre section that I've fenced off. So today I was going to do a little surprise because I had a little visitor this morning, a free visitor, which we'll get to right at the end of this 6-7 minute video. I've just strengthened this fencing here. This is an exactly 50-meter section of fencing around section 1, and I thought it was about time I did away with the chicken wire. It was originally just to keep chickens out, and then I ended up getting animals, and the animals keep demolishing the fence. So I've just got some proper sheep and goat fencing, and I've just fenced another 50 meters in. That didn't take me that long. I'm getting pretty good at it now that I've done 800 meters. I worked it out yesterday. I've done 800 meters of fencing and metal posts. Just got to keep an eye on Adam. He gets a little bit that's why I jumped. This is a ram. This is our first one, and he doesn't like me turning my back on him. He's the only one that does it, so he tends to hurt depending on where he actually hits you. You get a dead leg or he'll knock you over, so I'm walking sideways here. So yeah, 50-meter section just fenced in again. The grass on this bottom end here, I've explained before that all the water seems to run downhill here. It's only a 2-foot drop, but the deluges that we get here strips that top section and runs everything down to the bottom section here. And I've actually got some really good grass in there. Before I leave this section 2, what I've also done is I tied up for 6 months. I tied up all the palm leaves because the sheep and the goats were demolishing the palm leaves. Well, I've decided I better open them up again and try and get them to grow, so I really need more cover from the sun, and I've decided the palm trees are really the way to go. There's thousands and thousands of palm seedlings just lying on the ground here that I really need to dig up and pot. Canary palms, what I've done is I've fenced them all off, so I've run fencing around that one, those two over in the corner. I think this one here by number 11, that one should be big enough now to survive. Once they're over, once the base is over sort of 2 meters, the sheep and the goats struggle to get the leaves, but these small ones that are only a meter high at the base, they absolutely demolish them. But I've just finished fencing that off. Trying to keep an eye on the clock here, 4 minutes to go. Walking down into the bottom of section 2, look at the grass here, just 1 day of rain. Well, not 1 day, 1 hour of rain on the 22nd, and I've ended up with grass a foot high. Because like I say, this bottom section is really where all the water, all the debris, all the leaves and bits of dead grass, everything collects in here. So I don't really want to get the mower out, so I'm going to let the animals come back in here. Today is their first day back in. They're quite happy. Anyway, just walking out into one of the car parks. I've got a couple of big car parks here, and I'm going to kind of build this bit of a surprise up, assuming the animal is still here. This is actually where the goats started. They started down in that bottom corner because this was just full of weeds, even though it's a cobblestone. the grass does actually grow through it and the weeds grow through it, and it's like I say, it's over an acre with the 3 car parks put together, and I actually started the animals down here. Well, they cleaned it up. It took them about 6 months to clean it up fully, and they've done a good job. Then we went into section 2 and then section 3. This morning I heard a rather strange noise outside the window, and it sounded like a dog. It was like a yapping sound, a single yap roughly every 10 seconds. I thought, that's strange, wonder what that is. So I went out, and this animal is sat here. Now hopefully it's still here. Yep, here we are. Now it seems quite tame. I think it's a wild turkey, and it was sat right outside my window, look. Come here. I've been feeding her a little bit of chicken food this morning, and she's started to get used to me. We've been doing this little game for the last 3 hours. I come out, I make gentle noises so that she does, I don't spook her. I've put some water out there for her. Come on. I've named her Nigel, or him or her. It's going to be either Nigel or Nigella. And she was sat, he or she, I don't really know anything about wild turkeys, so I'm going to spend a couple of hours on the internet. Pretty sure it is a turkey. It looks nervous of stuff flying over its head. It keeps looking up, so I'm assuming the vultures and the buzzards have had a go at it, and it's wandered in here, and I'm not sure how it's got in. I don't know how well they fly. I mean, has it flown over the fence? I guess it might have squeezed under the corner of the gate there, but with only 4 weeks left to Thanksgiving, I actually thought it was a bit of a joke. I thought somebody was playing games with me, so I thought one of my neighbours had sort of put it over the fence for me, because they keep thinking, even though I'm the English guy in Mexico, they keep thinking that I'm American. Maybe they're giving me a free turkey. Just he or she, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do some research. Quite a big one. It's oh dear, it's got to be 5, maybe 6 pounds. Can't really see her that way. I don't want to get too close because I'm going to spook her, him or her, because it keeps looking over its head all the time. 50 seconds left. So yeah, that's the latest addition to the Hacienda today. A free turkey has either landed or crawled under the fence, and I'm going to try and introduce her to the chickens. I've brought the chickens around a couple of times, but the chickens don't like the size of it, and because it's black they think it's a buzzard or a vulture. We do get those here. They circle over your head. Quite graceful creatures, but they circle over your head, usually in pairs, and then if they spot something they're normally joined by 3 or 4 other birds, but it's definitely not a vulture. I've been on the internet, pretty sure that's a wild turkey. So this is the English guy in Mexico saying bye for now.